Welcome back to the channel Mo Digging. It's good to see you guys once again. This week I decided to go out to a location that I've hit many times before and found some pretty cool stuff. I spent about 10 hours digging some really ugly signals, but found a few really choice finds that I would love to share with you. So let's get straight to metal detecting. All right, you guys, welcome back. I have been out here for about 15 minutes now and actually have a few old relics that I've pulled out of the ground. My very first find was actually a 1968 Lincoln Cent, so that was my first find. Kind of surprised me. I'm on some ground that I've hunted pretty hard before, but pulled that out of the ground at about 6 inches. Later on, I got another signal at about 6 or 7 inches and popped out a 1990 Washington quarter. So I'm hoping to find some silver on these hunts, but it hasn't happened yet, any kind of silver coinage. And then I found some other kind of interesting old stuff. I got a piece of lead just a little while ago, and this strange piece of brass that's kind of shaped into almost looks like a rowel or something like that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I got a pocket knife a little while ago, just a few minutes ago, kind of beat up old pocket knife. And then I pulled this out of the ground just now. 2 pieces of some sort of utensil, probably from pre-1930s, I would say. So we're finding some old stuff. Hopefully we'll find some good stuff this week. So let's get back at it. Well, I just got myself another kind of coin signal at about 7 inches down and popped this out. And I think it's something a little bit older. Let's take a look together. I did take a quick look at it, and I think it's some sort of token. I think down there it says good for something. So it might be like a city bus token or something along those lines. I don't immediately recognize that token, but if you give me just a moment, I'll clean it up. What I may have to do is also throw up some photos of this round item and hopefully get an identification. So give me just a moment. Unfortunately, I can't quite get an identification on this token out here in the field, so I will probably have to take this home and use a wire brush a little bit. I hate to do that. I really don't recommend that you use a wire brush, but I've got a brass brush at home, and I would really like to get a proper identification on this token because it looks kind of cool. I'd say it's probably pre-1920, so we'll see. I'm excited to see what this might be. I think it might say stamps there at the bottom, so I don't know. Well, everyone, the longer that I enjoy this hobby, I've noticed that I find more and more electronics. And I just found something I don't think I've ever found before. So let's take a look. It was an ugly signal, but that's what I'm digging right now. I just got myself an MP3 player. Oh my gosh. That's kind of funny. Digital MP3 player. Nexstar, I think is what it says. So kind of an interesting find. Never found one of those. I found an iPod and cell phones and stuff like that, but that's the first one of these, so we'll put it away. Wow, talk about a disappointing find. I just got a mid-60 signal and popped this out of the ground and saw that on the side of my plug, and it's a big piece of aluminum can. Gosh darn it. We'll keep on detecting and digging those low tones. Well, this is kind of a funny find, and actually something I haven't found in a little while. I just got a high 90 signal and popped this out of the ground. It's a bat, a marijuana bat. I find these with some regularity, and it's actually kind of funny too, since about a week and a half ago, Amendment 3 passed here in the state of Missouri, legalizing recreational marijuana. I don't partake myself, but it is now legal in the state of Missouri, I believe, recreationally. Not federally, but I will dispose of this appropriately. But it is kind of a funny find when you pop these out of the ground. For a second here, I actually thought I had my first piece of silver for the week. This was really tangled in the grass just a moment ago. It was ringing up in the upper 60s. I've looked it up and down, and I do not see any markings on it. So I'm going to say it's probably just a plated necklace. But It had me going there for a minute. I thought I had my first piece of silver. So the clasp is somewhere on here. Where is it at? There it is. I do not see any markings on the clasp. That's usually where it would be marked at, but got me a chain at the very least, so we'll put it in the bag. Well, everyone, I have been out here all day digging pull tabs, and I'm about to leave because it's getting pretty dark, and I just got a nickel signal and popped my plug, and I have something sitting here that is kind of gold looking. Let's take a look together and see what we have. It was sitting down here at about 7 inches. It's whatever this is. What on earth do I have here? Is it perhaps a gold ring? I don't know. Please let it be something good. Oh God, please be some gold. Ooh, that looks enticing. I think I might have a gold ring. This might be my 5th piece of gold that I was looking for this year. Oh yeah, I bet that's what that is. Please God, let that be what it is. Give me a moment to clean that up. It's pretty small. Yes, sir, you guys. I believe I found myself a gold ring just before I was about to leave. It's hard to read. I think it might be 14K, but I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of an interesting ring, too. It's got 2 pearls, a white pearl and a black pearl, and it is small. It's got to be a small lady's ring. That is awesome. I am so happy. It's not much gold, but I will take it. My goal was to find 5 pieces of gold this year, and I do believe I finally found it. It's now mid-November, and I have found my 5th piece of gold for 2022. That is awesome. Let's put it away and finish up this night. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to get out of here after day number 1. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more footage. This was one of my last finds for day number 1, a stainless steel spoon at about 6 inches. And then I was going to show you this at the very least. I spent all day digging low tones, but I finally just now got a nickel. I'm going to say this is my last signal, and then I'm going to go home and hopefully detect here in a few more days. But I think that's the only nickel I found all day. I got myself a gold ring, it looks like, but only 1 nickel. And I must have dug up well over 100 pull tabs. So it's getting cold and pretty dark, and I'm ready to go home. So hopefully we get some more footage here in a few days. Well, I haven't found too much on day number 2 just yet, but at least the nickels have been more forgiving. I've got a couple of those now, so I've got a little pile of nickels. And then I just got this a moment ago. I got myself another old can opener. It's actually got a bottle opener there at the end, so kind of a neat old piece of steel. And then I just got this. I got myself another spoon at a couple inches down. A little bent up, but kind of a cool find. So we're going to get back at it and hopefully find a few more interesting things out at this site. Well, in the last few minutes I've found a few other old things, so I was going to show you guys them. I just pulled this out of the ground a few minutes ago. Unpossible stopper. It's off of an old canteen, probably circa 1910. And I've actually got one at home that I may or may not show you guys, the whole canteen. So that's kind of cool. And then I just got this way down there, probably 7 or 8 inches down. It's part of the internals out of probably a really small pocket watch. Could also be out of just a regular watch, but I'm thinking that's a little bit older. So still a neat find, and we're going to keep on detecting. I am also digging the big iron signals, and I figured at some point I'd find one of these. Got myself a pocket knife. Looks like the 2 sides of it have fallen off, but yeah, it's an older pocket knife. Don't think it's more than 50 years old, but kind of a cool find. Got us a blade for this hunt, so we'll put that in the bag too. Oh my God, you guys, I am kind of freaking out right now because I just got a 91 signal and popped my little plug here, and I've got a coin that I've only ever found once in my detecting career. Take a look at this. Talk about a beautiful sight. Look at that. I have got a big silver sitting right here. I'm in an area that I've actually never gone over before, and there's just bottle cap after bottle cap of trash, but that is not trash. That is a Barber $50. And if you look close enough, you can see that it's an O mint. It's a little worn out, but let's see what we have here. I'm going to be really careful with this. I don't want to damage it. Look at that. You can't make that up. That is amazing. It's a 1900 something. Let me get my water out and we'll clean it up. I want to be very, very careful with this. Barber halves are very difficult to pull out of the ground. That is amazing. Well, I was going to clean this up on camera for you guys, but the soil right here is really thick with clay, and I wanted to be careful with it in case this was a kind of key date Barber half dollar. It's not, so it's a 19020 New Orleans mint, and they made about 2.5 million of them. But this is a hard coin to find. Like I said, I've only ever found one other Barber half dollar. That is so cool. It's also my first half dollar on the year. This would have been quite a bit of money back in 1902. I don't know if you could rent a hotel room for the night or maybe a weekend, but that is a neat find. What a beautiful coin. This is why I really enjoy this hobby, because you just never know what you're going to pull out of the ground. And like I've shown you guys, I got a piece of gold this week, and I got a big piece of silver. Wow. We're going to put that away in the car, actually, and finish up the day. We may have one or more two cool finds, but we'll have to see. But that made this whole trip worth it. Well, in the last few minutes of my hunting this week, I'm starting to find some change, of course. And I just popped out what I thought was going to be a quarter, but it's not. Take a look at this. This was like 4 inches down for some reason. It's actually a presidential dollar. Kind of a weird thing to find deep in the ground, but I do know that the ground out here was shifted pretty badly just a few years ago. They did a big construction project. So who is that? James Polk? James Polk. He's kind of a pre-Civil War president. So cool. We got us a dollar coin. It is dark now, everybody, and I'm about to leave, but here's some of my last finds. There's the top to a vial with some glass still on it, so be careful when you're detecting. Oops, almost dropped it. I'll put that in my bag right now so I don't hurt myself. And then I got myself a key just a second ago, sitting in the grass, and I got a cog, a brass cog out of probably a clock. So pretty cool finds. And somewhere down here, I finally got one of these. Oh my gosh, I think I went so many hours without finding a wheat penny. Let me zoom in just a little bit. I think it's a 1922, maybe, or 23. Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet. Nice greeny. But man, I had to dig a lot of stuff out here to find a freaking wheat penny. That's all right though. I'm surprised I found a Barber half dollar. I'll take that over a pile of wheat pennies any day. So we'll put it away, and I think this is going to be my last find for the week. I am back at the house now, everybody, so let's go over all my finds from this week. And there is the board for this week, you guys. It's relatively full, but we're going to come over here first, just like always, and look at the trash, because I removed quite a bit of garbage this week. Lots and lots of stuff sitting on top of the ground, and big irony stuff that I pulled out of the ground, and all sorts of aluminum, and also, just a ton of trash. So if you're going to go out and metal detect, please take your garbage with you. It really does protect our hobby. We're going to come back over here and go around the board, though. There are all my pull tabs. I probably have like 200 pull tabs, and it actually paid off this week, digging the low tones and the junk signals. So I dug a lot of pull tabs. I got that big chain right there, kind of a gangster chain. It is not silver, unfortunately, but it's kind of a cool chain. There's a pocket knife. I got myself a stainless steel spoon. There's all my change for the week, pretty much. There's a few other coins over here, but I did not find a lot of change. I metal detected for about 10 hours this week, and I was finding like 40 or 50 cents an hour, so I didn't find a lot of change, but I will clean it up, and it will go towards buying another old coin. There's a pocket knife. I got myself a really junky screwdriver. There's another spoon down there. Piece the handle off of like a serving knife, I would say. I got an MP3 player. The top to that canteen is kind of neat. Piece of brass. I didn't show you guys this. I got myself a piece of lead, and it was only after I got it home and cleaned it off that I kind of realized that it was a bag seal. So an old lead bag seal. Kind of a neat find. Don't find those too often. Got myself 2 lead wheel weights for a vehicle. Interesting piece of brass there. Not sure what that's from. Animal tag. There's the part of the internals out of a watch or a pocket watch. What else do we have here? There's the top to that little container. I got 2 zip tabs. I got myself the cog out of an old clock. It's just a steel blank, piece of brass. June bug, and there's another animal tag. Got myself a key right there. I thought this was kind of funny. It looks like an old-time Morena IUD, for anybody that knows what that is. It's just a piece of junk metal, but it kind of looked like an IUD. There's a little bullet, zipper, some other odds and ends, a little button. I actually got 2 wheat pennies. I thought I only dug up this one, but I got home, cleaned up my change a little bit, and I realized I dug another one. So I must have dug that in the dark and not realized it. I believe this other one is a 46. Got myself a James Polk presidential dollar, which is kind of cool. There is an interesting little token that I'm not sure exactly what it's from. I think it's out of St. Louis. I may or may not be able to get a positive identification on that, but it's an old token, probably circa 1900. Got myself some gold this week. A little 10-karat gold ring with 2 little pearls in there. It's not a bad looking little ring, little lady's ring. I will take it. Thankfully, that is my 5th piece of gold for 2022, so I have accomplished my goal. Every year I try and find 5 pieces of gold, and thankfully it happened again this year. And I've got another month of metal detecting, so who knows, I may find 6 pieces. We'll have to see. But here's my favorite find of the week. I got myself a 1902 Barber half dollar. I have only ever dug up one of these prior, and you know what? It's kind of funny, just a strange coincidence that last week I showed off one of these. Last week I actually bought a Barber half dollar with the change that I've been digging up. And you know what? The very next week I actually dug one up. It just happened to be a strange coincidence. You just never know what you're going to pull out of the ground when you're metal detecting. All in all, I'm pretty happy with my finds. I dug a lot of trash, but the few good finds that I found were really worth my time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I certainly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye now.